watching clips, the best moments from our live streams every Monday and Friday. Don't miss out. Watchale. Then came the question about the border crisis, a glaring issue for the Biden-Harris administration. When Bash asked why it took 3.5 years to implement the asylum restrictions and amidst record illegal border crossings, Harris didn't hesitate to shift the blame to Trump. Yes, this really happened. Her administration has had nearly 4 years to address the border, and yet she circles back to Trump as the scapegoat. Really?
Another issue, big one, is immigration. As vice president, you were tasked with addressing the root causes of migration in southern countries and
northern part of Central America.
The northern part of Central America that affects the southern border of the U.S. Mm-hmm. During the Biden-Harris administration, there were record numbers of illegal border crossings. Why did the Biden-Harris administration wait 3.5 years to implement sweeping asylum restrictions?
Well, first of all, the root causes work that I did as vice president, that I was asked to do by the president, has actually resulted in a number of benefits, including historic investments by American businesses in that region. The number of immigrants coming from that region has actually reduced since we began that work. But I will say this, that
I would love to hear what companies, what money have invested in Latin American countries, because that's what we're talking about, right? Just talking about root causes, which makes sense. How much money has been raised? What companies, and what is being done? What is being done? What is, how has that affected the stem of people not coming? How is that? What is the direct correlation? Because as what we all see is, a crisis. And it's been down this year, but many will say it's been down this year because Biden re-implemented some of the stuff that Trump was doing over 4 years ago. So I would love for her to point out, okay, here's what I was instructed to do by my president. I worked with these Latin American countries. Here are the companies that I took there, and we have a Coca-Cola plant that in this one pueblo, and so many jobs and so many people are staying. Before, it was a place of poverty and people were leaving and coming to the States. Now they're staying there and they're doing this and that. Why can't you cite that as an example? I'd like that.
Joe Biden and I and our administration worked with members of the United States Congress on an immigration issue that is very significant to the American people and to our security, which is the border. Mm-hmm. And through bipartisan work, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress, a bill was crafted, which we supported, which I support. And Donald Trump got word of this bill that would have contributed to securing our border. And because he believes that it would not have helped him politically, he told his folks in Congress, don't put it forward. He killed the bill. A border security bill that would have put 1,500 more agents on the border. And let me tell you something, the Border Patrol endorsed the bill. And I'm sure in large part because they knew they were working around the clock, and 1,500 more agents would help them. That bill would have allowed us to increase seizures of fentanyl. Ask any community in America that has been devastated by fentanyl what passing that bill would have done to address their concern and a pain that they've experienced.
So you would push that legislation again. I just want to ask
about push it. I will make sure that it comes to my desk and I would sign it.
So that's something she might do day one. Why didn't she say that? Day one, I will sign this border bill. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Someone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there earmarked so many millions and millions for Ukraine in that border bill? $6 billion. Oh my God. Oh my God. To Ukraine, right? $6 billion to Ukraine. $6 billion. What could we do with $6 billion for our fellow Americans? Homeless veterans, homeless children. $6 billion. Infrastructure. $6 billion. Look, there's a lot I don't like about Trump, but he ain't starting new wars. He wants to get out of stuff. Like a lot of people are saying that, right? He wants to think about this for, veterans first, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas what have we done? What have the Dems done is kind of the opposite.